There are villains who rely on fear. There are villains who rely on power. And then there's Sosuke Aizen, a man who doesn't simply defeat his enemies, but dismantles them, not just physically, but psychologically. Because Aizen does something far more disturbing. He learns you. He studies your trust, your loyalty, your emotions, and then he uses them against you. Within the world of Bleach, few characters embody control, manipulation, and calculated deception to the extent that Aizen does. But truly understand the depth of his character, we have to look beyond his victories and instead focus on his victims. Aizen is not driven by impulse, nor is he guided by emotions. Every action he takes is deliberate. Every word he speaks is intentional, and every relationship he forms is a tool. This is what separates Aizen from every other antagonist in this series, because while others speak to overpower their enemies, Aizen speaks to understand them completely. And yet, there was one individual who sensed that something was wrong: Shinji Hiraku. Unlike the others, Shinji did not trust Aizen, not one bit. He observed him, questioned him, and most importantly, he felt that something beneath the surface was deeply unsettling. And in any normal situation, this level of awareness would have been enough. But this is not normal situations, and Aizen is not a normal opponent because awareness alone means nothing when your perception itself has already been compromised. Aizen's power, Koyoka Suigetsu, is not simply an illusion. It is complete and absolute hypnosis over all 5 senses: sight, sound, touch, even the very structure of reality becomes something he can alter at will. Which means, from the very moment you witness its release, you are no longer experiencing the world as it is, only as Aizen allows you to perceive it. And also, despite his awareness, despite his caution, Shinji was already defeated long before he realized it. Because in Aizen's world, the moment you begin to question reality is the moment you've already lost it. But as calculated as Shinji's downfall was, it pales in comparison to what comes next. Because his lieutenant, ex-lieutenant, Momo Hinamori, represents something entirely different. She was not suspicious. She was not cautious. She trusted Aizen without hesitation. And that is precisely what made her vulnerable, because Aizen did not need to deceive her in a traditional sense. Instead, he nurtured that trust. He allowed it to grow, to deepen until it became absolute hypnosis. And that is what makes this moment so deeply unsettling, because it reflects something real, something human. The idea that the person you trust the most could be the one that destroys you. And then, in the moment where the truth and the illusion finally collide, Momo runs towards Aizen, not in fear, but in hope, still believing that the man she trusted was real. But he wasn't, and without hesitation, without emotion, Aizen stabs Momo in the chest. There's no anger, no conflict, no remorse, only silence. Unquestioned certainty of something who had already decided how this would end. Shinji lost his position as captain, his identity, but Momo lost something far more fundamental. She lost her reality, her trust, and a part of herself that could never be restored. And so, when we ask who was Aizen's most disturbing victim, the answer is pretty clear. It was Momo Hinamori. Because Aizen did not simply defeat her, he redefined her reality, and in doing so, provided the most terrifying power is not the ability to destroy the body, but the ability to destroy the mind. But even this is not the full extent of what Aizen is capable of. Because in the 1,000-Year Blood War, he takes manipulation to an entire different level. And once you see it, you'll understand that this was only the beginning. Subscribe for more deep dive anime analysis, because some stories are deeper than they appear, and some villains are far more terrifying than they seem.